All right, friends, it is it's that time when you bring people off the street into the studio and you drive past. They're holding a sign. You're like, they could do much better. They can come visit me. So I just found that guy. Actually, I found him on Facebook first before I saw him on the street. But anyhow, I got singer-songwriter from that little old town of Marion, Texas. Mr. Drew Moreland's here. How are you, sir?
Doing great, man. And I'm not from the street. Usually when I do radio interviews, I have slept in my van the night before.
Okay.
But this time I got to sleep in my own bed since it's like 10 miles from my house. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah.
See, we try to make things convenient.
Absolutely.
For those.
Yeah.
Did you have a good trip over?
Yeah, it was nice and easy.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
And I see you have your spiritual guide on the front of that.
Oh, the horns? Yeah, man. If you mess with the van, you get the horns. So.
I say, hey, come on, pull over here in this area, and then you drive up and go like, "Ooh, this is going to be good. This is going to be, it's going to be good." Well, thanks for coming down, man, or coming up.
Yeah.
From over there. It's nice to see folks in my neck of the woods coming down and joining us here. It's you want to support local music as much as you can, and New Braunfels has such a wide variety of genres.
Sure, yeah.
And coming across some that, I'll have, I've got Slim Bob coming in, and I'm probably going to get Monty Tyler with the blues coming in, and I've got them all coming through if I can. But I really want to try to get with you guys the stuff that I play on the air.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little more fun. And nice to have somebody in here with some charting tunes. When you had like Bench Seat Revival, your latest one, 68 this past week.
68 this week, yeah. It's like the third week on the chart. It's moving up pretty quick. I'm excited about that. Very
nice. And I forgot, are you self-promoting? Or are you
Debbie Green is my promoter. She does a great job for us, and she's especially good at promoting new artists coming onto the scene. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does a great job at that.
Yeah.
So you've lived in Texas all your life?
Yeah, I was born and raised in San Antonio, and just recently moved out to Marion about 3 or 4 months ago now. Yeah.
Okay. Marion's is it just my father-in-law actually lives in Marion too. So is it just getting bigger and bigger? Is it like New Braunfels, like the construction capital of the world?
Not really. What blew me away, because I had been to Cibolo a bunch, and Cibolo is like blowing up. They got a big old city hall and all this. But you go to Marion, and I still think it's only a couple thousand who are officially in the city. In the city hall, it's like one person works there, and it's a little building. I like it, man. It's nice
City
and relaxing.
Hall is that on little Santa Clara Road right there?
It's right off of there's the main drag there. It's I forget the name of the street. It's whatever road goes by that Marion Beer Garden over there.
Okay, because I drive. It's like when I'm going to my father-in-law's place over there. I drive past this little building there. There's never anybody there. It says what it is, but you just never see anything there.
Yeah.
So you married?
Yeah, I've been married for coming up on 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And that's for young folk. That's a milestone.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It's I've had this year was 29 years for me. Yeah, 29 years, and for musicians, everybody's thinks like that. They don't stay together very long, or it's like, this is my third wife. But great for you.
For sure. Well, I've always played music, but I hadn't done it like full time or the whole time we've been married, and maybe that helped.
Well, yeah, that can always.
But this year actually has been the year that it's really gone into full, musician phase where I'm on the road all the time, and but we've been together long enough. She knows me and trusts me.
That's good.
And when we got married, she knew this was a possibility, and so that goes along.
Well, that's awesome. That is very awesome. Lots of genres out there. What do you label yourself?
That's kind of hard, because actually when I showed our music to our radio promoter, Debbie, she said it fits into lots of genres. It's mostly country is what we're aiming at, but the songwriting has the storytelling kind of characteristics of Americana in a lot of ways. And it's also kind of got that red dirt beat to a lot of it. And so it kind of fits into those three. And then some of the stuff we haven't released yet on recording even has some Southern rock edge to it. I think the single we're going to release after Bench Seat Revival, which I'll play for y'all today, really has a good kind of Southern rock edge to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's not, you're not going the traditional country route. You have more of the country Americana.
Country plus. Yeah.
Country plus.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put that. I'll
Yeah.
use that one there. So you have I guess I could talk about your, and you have numbers 1 through 7 here, going like, I'm going to ask my questions, but I'll jump back and
Skip
forth.
around, yeah.
But your band, you got a 4-piece band.
Sure, yeah. Mostly.
Is most of the time?
Well,
or do you have
we've had 3 permanent members, myself, a steel guitar player, and a drummer, and we've been looking for a full-time bass player. We have a lot of good friends who are excellent bass players, but just can't commit to playing all the time, and especially
Right.
going out of town as much as we have been lately.
Sure.
And so we've been in the search. I think we found somebody, but I'm hesitant to like throw somebody in and be like, "You're the official band guy," because then like a month down the
Womp,
road,
womp,
just
womp.
stuff changes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, it's nice that I see Ben Green.
Yeah,
is your
he's
steel
awesome.
guitarist,
Yeah.
and he does a little bit of electric and steel. Both.
Yeah, he helps us do that crossover between a little bit of rock and country.
Do you know Kenny Groman?
Uh-uh.
He's I think he plays with is it Kenny Rocky King Band? I think is who, but he does steel and electric, and I've known him forever. He used to play with Clifton Jansky.
Yeah.
But you're finding guys that do. Larry Horweedle, I think, even did that too. But finding guys that do a combination of that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or that actually do it live. I mean, they can play a bunch, but they'll do their specialty. Tommy Denimore.
Oh yeah.
Is one of those guys that plays a bunch of different stuff. But his main acts of choice is the steel guitar. And I can't say that he's not shabby. He's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I would think so.
And he's played on some of our stuff too. And it's, as a matter of fact, our next single we got coming up, Tommy's on that one too. But a great guy. But that's pretty cool. So drummer and bass players are, I don't know, they're their own breed of guy. So.
Well, I was a bass player originally. That's what I started out playing, and it's just like you're in charge of the root for the chord, and you got to have the rhythm. I honestly think, especially for the kind of arranging that we do on stuff, he's got one of the hardest jobs in the band, especially for learning original material.
It is. It's tough. And, me being a bass player myself and our drummer, John, we've been playing together for so long that, you click so well, and you know what the other person is going to do before they do it.
Yeah, I love that.
And it's all just it all flows together real smooth. And I love playing with John. And when I played with Bleeders Creek at that time, Doug Schramm and I played very well together. We were shuffling fools, man. We could do a 4/4 like it was nobody's business.
Yeah.
It was always a lot of fun doing that. So good luck on finding your perfect bass player there.
Yeah, man.
And let's see here. Tell me about your humble beginnings in music.
Well, like I said, I started out the first instrument I learned to play was the violin, and kind of got my theory training on that when I was pretty young. I guess 2nd grade.
Okay.
One of my cousins left a violin at our house, and I picked it up and just started playing. And my parents decided or asked me if I wanted lessons anyway.
Yeah.
And so I got some theory then. And about the time I got into middle school, it wasn't very cool to play the violin. And all my friends wanted to start a band. And so I asked my parents if I could get a bass guitar. And them both being musical have always given me the tools I needed to pursue that passion. And so, went to the music store, got a bass guitar, and then just spent, hours and hours after school learning all my favorite records, how to play bass.
Okay.
We never started a band, my friends and I. It was just one of those things we always talked about, but just always loved playing music. And I think that foundation in bass guitar gave me that solid rhythm and the solid understanding of chords so that I could go on and I can play the drums halfway decent. And then learning acoustic guitar, a lot of that's, based on the root of the chord. And so I walked pretty well. When we don't have a bass player, I can hold it down and move the stuff pretty well, even on the acoustic, and that's always helped.
Because it is it's the backbone of
my opinion, but that's just one guy.
Right.
A lot of guys, there's debate about it, whether the rhythm is based on the bass guitar or the drums, and the drummer generally thinks it's the drums. I think it's the bass. The bass guy, he should be running the show.
Yeah, it's a great combination.
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah.
If you don't have one that thinks like you do, especially when the stuff's coming through the PA, when everybody started the thing where you mic the kick drum and the bass guitar. Wow, it's kind of like, man, you ever hear those two together? Feel that?
Yeah,
it's
when they're
really,
right. Yeah,
it's really pretty cool. And you know what? When you mentioning violin and going like, well, I don't think that didn't go over very well. You know, nowadays, if a kid's going to be in middle school or in high school playing the violin, I think the terminology is incorrect. I think, what do you play? I play violin. It's more like, what do you play? I play the fiddle.
There you go.
Going like, hey, I got a band. You want to come play?
Exactly.
That's how I'm speculating. But,
sure. Yeah.
I think it could work better for kids because somebody has a country band. They want to have a fiddle player. They don't
Absolutely,
really want to have a violin. No offense to you guys out there.
Well,
doing
fiddle
that.
players are hard to find, and I think they're probably up there with hard to find steel players. These days.
You know, Hayden Vichera. You know Hayden? He's a great violinist and fiddle player.
Yeah.
He's got the craziest looking violins, and he's got his own. I can't even. Sorry, Hayden. How he even calls it? It's like Tejano rock type of thing. That he has a band that he leads with that too. But he also has played fiddle with the Texas Jam Band, which is George's group. The band's off group there, and who's the other? He played for. I'm going to brain fart on this one here. We're opening for him coming up. I'll think of what it is here in a minute. No, as a matter of fact, see, I can do this kind of stuff. You
can search it while you're on the air.
Search it while I'm on the air. And
Google says.
No, dang it, he's not on there. But anyhow, does a fantastic job. He plays acoustic guitar as well. So, jack of all trades on that, and a master of most.
Yeah,
which is cool. Your education.
Oh, I went to University of Texas in San Antonio.
Okay.
So go Roadrunners.
There you go.
That's before we even have a football team. We always dreamed of that, and then finally after I graduated, they got a football team, and I think they built like a lazy river on the rec center and all this kind of stuff.
It's always after the fact.
Yeah.
But, you probably pushed along those ideas. Yeah, they should have this. Well,
yeah.
What was your major?
Information systems. I got a business degree. I thought about, being a musician. Well, should I get a music degree? And I never really wanted to be a music educator, and I always knew if I wanted to play music on stage like this, I would just do it. You don't need a degree for this. I think actually it's been way more helpful to my music career to know something about business and have that background.
Right.
And especially this day and age, I was a web developer for a long time.
Okay.
So to be able to run my own social media and do my own website and all that kind of stuff is way more helpful to have learned in school than to know, all the theory of complex matrices and all this stuff that I would never use in country music.
Right, exactly. So, well, very cool. Yeah. Very cool indeed. I see that you do, full band and acoustic shows.
Oh, yeah.
What's your preference?
My preference, like at face value, is the full band. I love the energy. I love the camaraderie. It's hard sometimes, especially for a guy like me. I'm a people person, but I'm also an introvert, and so it's hard to walk on stage by myself and bring a group of people into it. And I've learned that skill, but it takes a lot of effort. But with a band, I feel like you have all these guys, you're going on a journey together.
Right.
I prefer that. That said, right now I feel like my solo show is on point, and especially not having that regular bass player.
Right. Well, you can do that.
Yeah.
Acoustic shows are helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like doing acoustic shows because I gotta have an acoustic bass, so we just kind of all throw it together. And it's kind of nice because we do the 3-part harmonies.
Oh yeah.
Which it's kind of like y'all guys do an acoustic show. Well, it's kind of like all three of us or none of us, because it's all an impact there. But the live, since I've been playing live music since '82, I'm old school, man. I love the feel and the sound and the let's say the loudness of a full band. Just
the energy, I think, is really what it is.
Yes, it is definitely. Yeah. Hey, those of you guys just joining in, and we're hoping you're just not joining in. But if the word gets around, hey, Drew's on, let's go quick.
Yeah.
We're listening to Conversations with Drew Moreland and your host, Bruce Allen. Welcome. And he's going to be playing a couple of live tunes for us here shortly. But where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh man, people ask me all the time, like if I want to, be a country star or that sort of thing. I really don't have any aspirations of going to Nashville and getting a big record deal or anything like that. My measure of success is if I could pay all my bills,
Sure,
and just make a living playing the music that I love.
And the funny thing, you make a living doing what you love. You don't have to have a recording contract with somebody in Nashville nowadays.
No, yeah,
to do
you
that,
don't. Yeah.
And it's, the only thing it's going to get you is just a little more, maybe a little more fame and fortune. But that's about.
Sometimes
about
it does, and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, fame for sure, but the fortune side of it, like they give you all this money for promo, but it comes all out of your contract, and you may or may not end up with any more money than you did if you just played and booked your own shows and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
and you know what you're doing. After you've had your career in Nashville, sometimes, well, where did the money go?
Yeah,
where
exactly.
do I have anything? You at least you know what you're doing.
Well, yeah, what I would love to do is have a solid, fan base and following of people who appreciate, the type of music we're writing, kind of in the Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana area. I'll go anywhere. I'll tour anywhere that wants to hear me. But that is about all I hope for.
Right. Well, that's good. That's a great goal, and just take it as it comes.
Sure,
you never know
man.
what opportunities come.
And already,
arrive.
like growing up, I heard about all these legendary Texas venues, and to have already played at Lukenbach,
Sure.
And get invited to play at Green Hall. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, I'm living the dream
That's good.
as
That
it
is-
stands.
That is definitely awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of doing live stuff, what's your favorite song to do live?
Well, that's hard to say. I like a lot of them, but right now, I think I prefer my newer music live, and so I wrote this song called "Prayer of an Outlaw."
Okay.
And it's kind of a slower honky tonk kind of a tune.
Okay.
It's really.
So is
good.
that one of the ones you're going to do for us after a while?
I
or-
can for sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That
You'd be the
sounds
first
good.
one to hear it on air.
There we
Yeah.
go. See, I set him up.
Yeah.
I set him up for that. What is your people ask you about influences. So who's your greatest influence?
Man, I grew up listening to the great folk songwriters of the 70s and 80s, so like James Taylor, Paul Simon, Dan Fogelberg,
Yeah.
those guys. And it wasn't until later that I really got into country for what it is, and especially now it's like the last bastion of good, solid songwriting.
Good.
So
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. We're doing an interview here, and some of the stations that you go to, that we've gone to, they're all called interviews, but it's really the length of an interview. I really don't consider anything that's 5 minutes or less an interview. It's something totally different.
it's like a Q&A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you're longevity wise, you still got ways to go. I mean,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
still
absolutely.
going along.
Yeah.
But you've had quite a few interviews during this time already.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's the most awkward question anybody's asked you?
Oh, man, I haven't even really thought about that.
See, because I said I'm going to just throw some questions.
It's less-
probably this one right here.
The awkward stuff is less about the questions, and like some of the first interviews, Debbie would listen to them and tell me, you have to laugh at what they say, So when they tell a joke that is like off color and you're like on the radio and you're like,
Yeah.
well, that's kind of offensive. You still have
Yeah,
to smile and laugh.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, but see, the thing here with radio, they can't see you, but I can.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I'm looking at his eyes, he's turned his head, he's rolling his eyes.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Oh yeah, yeah. Man.
Okay, so basically now you can use that one as a awkward question. Somebody asking me, what is the most awkward question anybody's asked? Well, it's that one.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. It's time for the Fast Five
Hit
with
it.
Drew Moreland and Bruce Allen. This is where I ask my guest. Sometimes they're 5 stupid questions, or they're just it's just kind of like letting the people know what your favorite things are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Just a few of your favorite things, as the song would say. And I'm not going to sing it because my wife will say that's not in the right key. All right, you ready?
Hit it.
Steak or seafood?
Steak.
And how do you like your steak cooked?
Almost rare, yeah. Like
Almost rare.
A little bloody.
A little
Yeah, seared on the outside.
in there. Okay, all right. Your favorite vacation spot?
Oh, I actually like New Mexico a lot.
New Mexico.
Yeah. Less crowded than Colorado. High mountains.
See, I'm thinking New Mexico. Favorite season during that time?
Fall.
Fall. Okay, so that wasn't one of the 5. It's just an additional.
Sure. Bonus question.
2A.
Yeah.
Okay. Your favorite dessert?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yeah, 10-1.
Okay. What is it?
What kind of ice cream?
What's your favorite?
Oh, if I can get peanut butter, that's it. But, nobody makes peanut butter ice cream, so I'll usually take like a big old bowl of vanilla ice cream and a big old spoonful of peanut butter and just mix it up.
There you
real
go.
good.
Well, it's going to be eventually like the chips. They're going to make every brand of. This is paper towel tasting chips.
Oh yeah.
And, okay, that was a perfect example there, folks. He didn't particularly care for that thing, but he laughed along with it, just like Debbie said to do.
Shut up. You're giving away my secrets.
Okay, question number 4 here. Your favorite actor?
I don't really watch movies that much, honestly, and so I don't have like favorite movies or favorite actors. But man,
But let's just see. Let's pretend you were watching something back in the day. What is if you were gonna meet somebody, Hollywood somebody.
Clint Eastwood. Like if I was going to meet someone that would blow me away, it'd be Clint Eastwood for sure.
Oh, nice pun there, punk.
No, I watched all his movies growing up.
Okay.
And him and like John Wayne, but
Well, the funny thing is that Facebook and media has said that he's going to be living here in New Braunfels sometime.
No way.
Yeah.
So there's a chance.
There's a chance. Of course, there was 4 or 5 other cities too that he was going to be living in home too, but that's just social media. The last question stays the same always. Your favorite cartoon character?
A Wile E. Coyote, man.
Oh yeah,
He's the underdog.
All right, my guest, Carol Cochran. Bugs Bunny was her favorite. Wile E. Coyote. Oh man, I need a Kleenex.
He's very innovative,
Golly, this is so emotional
That
for me,
coyote.
thinking that somebody else is actually liking the stuff I do.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's talk a little bit about. Let's go to the music direction here now. Bench Seat Revival is the name of the title track and the name of your EP that you've got
Sure,
out.
yeah.
And we're looking at time frame. It's been about almost in April. It'll be a year that you've
Yeah, it's
had
hard
that
to
thing
believe
out.
it was a year ago we put that out. And when we recorded it, I didn't even have a band. And I had kind of booked a few shows, just trying on whether I could do music for a living or not. And we recorded it less for selling it and promoting it as a album and more for booking purposes. And so when it was said and done, I feel like it's a great showcase of the songwriting that we did, which is actually a collaboration between me and my brother-in-law, Garland Lee Winter, and now we've dragged our good friend Matthew Parker into some of the writing as well. Yeah. But it's not it's been only a year, but the band has evolved so much, and so now, like I said, I got a steel guitar player and a drummer that I played with. I brought him on, even though I'd played with him for 5 years or so before. And now it's kind of got its own personality and its thing, and so what I'm really looking forward to is we're about to record a full-length album, and I think that will showcase what we can do. It'll showcase the songwriting and the personality of the band.
Definitely can, and that has evolved into Drew Moreland and the Neon Hustle.
That's right, yeah.
Give me the origins of that name.
Well, it was one of those things. I was thinking about doing country music for a living, for the money, and so it's like Neon is country music, and the hustle is the money, and it also rhymes with Leon Russell, who died in the year that we founded the band, and so it's like a very subtle homage to him.
All right.
And that's about it. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to. Should I laugh at that? I don't wanna...
It's kind of funny, kind of not. But also, I hustle my ass off for what we're doing.
Yeah, you do.
And,
I see. You're always playing somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to be playing, and it's not enough, I don't think, to just play all the time. You got to play different places and different types of venues. And there's this balance between the gigs that pay the bills and the gigs that get you fans. And it's like this whole thing. This whole strategy of where do you play and when. And like this year, careers come in phases, and so the first phase was last year. I would play for anybody, anywhere. I mean, you can't give up an opportunity. Like if somebody is asking you to get on stage and give them your music, you need to give it to them. This year, the strategy has changed, and now we're going to be moving around the state, playing mostly on the weekends, just so that our energy is invested in the best place possible. Right,
and that's good. That's a good way to think of that. And as I've told even a lot of venue folk that back in the day, you just had gigs and things open on Friday and Saturday only. People waited all week long to go out and see the bands that were there on Fridays and Saturdays.
Sure, yeah.
And nowadays, everybody, no offense, but everybody's trying to make a living 7 nights a week playing music. And I think sometimes I don't know, it's taken the fun or the excitement out of going to see a band. Go like, no, they're going to be there next Wednesday anyway. I can't make there's no priorities set to be able to go see that. But you still have a good following and stuff coming and people coming to all your gigs, even whether it's a week apart or 3 days apart or whatever.
Mostly. I started, not publishing all our gigs as well. Like the stuff that I didn't want to try to drag my fans to that would have people there anyway, like I'm playing at a restaurant or something silly like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even publish those,
So it's the ones you really, these are the noteworthy ones that I really want somebody to come out and check us out.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
And, that's just how it goes. It used to be, like you said, if you put a sign out in front of your bar that said live music, people would show up just to see that.
Yeah.
But now I think there's so much live music. It's good and it's bad. I like the fact that there's so many people on the scene and getting into it, but you have to do something else to really differentiate yourself from the pack.
Everybody's fighting for that spot to get there. And knowing that if you decide that I'm going to go ahead and leave here, that there's 15 other bands waiting to get your spot. So lyric video. You've got one of those out for Vince C. With your new stuff coming out, thinking about doing a official video?
I am, yeah. We talked about like different formats for that, whether we film us playing live or do like a real music video, that kind of thing. I haven't really decided yet. There's money is always a constraint, when you're starting out, and so to film a full-length music video, I had to pay somebody for production and all that kind of stuff. Whereas if you just film a live performance with a couple different shots, you can just flip back and forth and maybe put in a little extra footage. It's a little cheaper, but I think we're going to go the full music video route.
That's good. We will. Yeah. That's good. We're looking forward to doing ours coming up, and we've done only one.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun to do.
Oh, absolutely.
And getting to go back and it's etched in history.
Oh yeah,
YouTube.
Yeah,
you can go back and see it at any time, and you learn as you go for what you want to do, whether you want to do a live thing or whether you want to do a storyline to it or something like that.
Yeah.
And golly, I segued into that. That was pretty crazy. Learn it as you go. Hayden Vatera, violin, fiddle, played with Rick Trevino.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
Yeah, now you can see he is laughing hysterically at that one, going like, "That made so much sense." Oh my gosh! The things that I come up with just randomly. But I had to go back. It was bugging me. I couldn't remember who
you draw the lines, man.
So I go back and check our events, and there it was, Rick Trevino.
There you go.
So those of you that are keeping score at home, that's where the winner is.
Score one for Bruce.
Thank you very much. So you do your recording. Well, where do you do your recording?
The EP we first recorded at a friend's house, a good friend, Robert Jericho, and he did a really good job of laying it down. I just started for the single that's out now. I actually tracked and edited it all at my home studio.
Okay.
And then sent it off to get it mixed and mastered at BGM Records. Bill Green.
Yeah, with Bill Green over there.
Yeah, he does a great job. And so I think that was like the experiment to see if we could do one song that way.
Right.
And I think from here on out, that's probably how I'll do it is, track and edit everything and then send it over to get mixed and mastered by somebody with some ears and some years of country music.
Years of ears for Bill Green.
That's
over
right,
there.
Man.
He has got a lot of entertainment under his belt.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So he's a good guy over there. I love Bill and them. I'm getting, you see, he's spending time on his phone. No, I'm getting ready for Facebook Live.
That's right, yeah.
Because I got so much prep you got to do. It's not that you can just flip it open.
You got to type in and tell them where you are and tag this and
stuff.
that.
It's crazy. So you're going to do a couple of live tunes for us, but before we're going to play one of your singles while we're getting everything set up, kind of like filling dead air type of thing. But you said do 5 o'clock somewhere kind of love. So tell me about that tune.
Well, that was our debut single, and when you're starting out, you have no idea what to expect for radio play or any of that kind of stuff, and it did unbelievably well. It spent 10 weeks in the top 40 on the Texas chart. It made it up to number 32, and it's just kind of a fun song, and it's a fun song at face level. It's a fun drinking song, but there's also some like complex metaphor in there too if you really listen to it. So yeah, it's
very cool. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and play that particular tune for all you folks at home, and we'll be right back with Drew Moreland and some live music. Yes, indeed, that was Drew Moreland. I knew I shouldn't have eaten those M&Ms, dude. Now I'm going to be slurping them.
Stuck in the teeth and everything.
Hey, we're at the Facebook Live portion, so if you guys want to catch Drew on Facebook Live right now, you can go to my personal page. I did tag myself and the Texas 46 radio page, and I tagged Drew.
You got me tagged?
I got you tagged, and I don't know how that works. It's the first time I've actually tagged somebody ahead of time.
Yeah.
So, let's see. What are we going to do? Let's see. You're going to do a couple of live tunes for us here. What is the first one you're going to do?
The first one I'm going to play is my new single, Bench Seat Revival.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a lot of our stuff. It's a tune that's like references old country music, and then the end actually has a little bit of shout out to an old folk song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fire away, brother.
Here we go. When I was a boy, my daddy owned a truck. It was covered in dents and dirt, and even had a few holes, some rust. But every Sunday morning, we'd roll out before dawn, head on down some red dirt roads where I had never gone. And that old bench seat was my church pew, and the gospel was taught from Daddy's point of view. And Willie and Waylon, they sang in the choir. Somehow he held his coffee and a lit cigarette, still pouring out the things we passed, tell me this or that. Everything he said seemed to end in a country song. By the time that sun was coming up, I couldn't help but sing along. And that old bench seat was my church pew, and the gospel was taught from Daddy's point of view. And Merle and Georgia Jones both sang in the choir. If I could, I'd take one more ride with him. Do a lot less talking, a lot more listening. So now every Sunday morning, I drag her out of bed. We go down some back roads listening to his 8-track cassettes. And that old bench seat is our church pew, and the gospel is taught from Daddy's point of view. And Johnny and June, they sing on. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by?
Sweet peanut butter M&M's, Batman. That was good, brother.
Thank you.
That was nice. So I can say that I already play that tune here on the station, which is good.
Heck yeah, man.
It's very good. Well worth the spinning. Number 2. What do you got lined up, brother?
Numero dos. Well, you asked me what I like to play live, and this is one of my newer songs. It's got like an old school honky tonk feel to it.
Okay.
And it's kind of like the life of a musician. It's kind of about that,
All right.
being in bars all the time.
That sounds fair enough.
I actually submitted it to a songwriting contest. I hope it does well. But
good.
It's called Prayer of an Outlaw.
Okay, how's that new string holding up for you?
So far, so good. Yeah. So
Oops.
far, so good, except for it's out of tune. Hadn't broke as well. There we go.
Oh, we're good.
Well, I once preached the good news of God's only Son. I'm singing in barrooms, drinking alone, oh Lord. What the devil has done. Oh, repentance is easy for the old and the young, and also for jailbirds whose wild days are done, oh Lord. The devil has done. Well, hands that are idle know how to have fun. Sin needs no excuses. You'll always find one. Just gambling and smoking like you've nothing to lose. But there's decisions made for you when you don't choose, oh Lord. The devil has done. Hands that are idle and know how to have fun. Sin needs no excuses. She'll always find one. Cause the highway's a desert, just rambling along. And whiskey and women are known to corrupt, oh Lord. Please watch over your son.
That was good, and that was awesome, brother. Now, did I set the stage for that or what?
Oh yeah, it's great.
I'm talking about for the broken string.
Oh well, I don't know. We talked about it maybe a little too much or something, but
but it's all part of the show.
Usually, if you break one, it's an indicator. You should probably change them all. And I was lazy and didn't do that right before we got started. And plus, you change them all, and they all go out of tune.
I know, so. But it's just, and again, it's just all part of the show.
Oh yeah, you carry on,
and how you handle it, and you handle it well. And I think you almost kind of snickered there a bit when it.
Yeah, it's irony because we talked about it so much. Like, really?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So let's real quick talk about your sponsor, one of your big sponsors, Ranger Creek.
Sure, yeah. Ranger Creek Brewing and Distilling. I love those guys, man. They're based out of San Antonio. They do beer and whiskey, which gives them some opportunities to do some really cool stuff, like they age their beer in the whiskey casks, and sometimes they even distill whiskey out of beer. Like one of my favorite whiskeys they make is called their Rimfire, and it's a Scotch-style whiskey with just some really good smoky flavor that they actually distill out of one of their beers called the Mesquite Porter.
Nice.
And it's hard to beat that, honestly.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, and they're really good supporters of live music also. We're doing a festival over there on March 31st at the brewery.
Okay.
A lot of local musicians are going to be there. Some guys from this area like Manzi Lowry, Mark Sebby with Whiskey Lake, and just a lot of good music.
Okay. Oh, and where is... Where's that? Where are they located?
They're located in San Antonio, 410 and 35. I think it's Whirlwind Drive is the street that they're on. But they just built a really nice outdoor facility with some shade covering.
Okay, and where can everybody purchase your music?
Oh, if you want to find the music, the best place to get it would be drewmoreland.com. I still have my EP for sale there. We actually just pulled it off of iTunes and Spotify in preparation for the full-length album, but you can still get it using PayPal from the website. And nobody takes a cut of the money when you buy it straight from us.
There you go.
Which is what I really like about it.
To the source.
But if you want the latest and greatest, be sure to follow us on Spotify because it comes out, and that's the first place it goes.
First place it goes, sure. Want to give a shout-out to anybody?
Not right offhand.
I can't think of anybody.
No, I'm good, bro.
You're good. All right, good enough. Well, I'll tell you what we can do, though. Here, hold on. I'm going to. It was so nice. Some of the stuff that you can get at his show.
Yeah. I got some shirts for sale.
He'll have shirts. He was so nice to drop off some swag here. Some Moreland stuff here. See, that's kind of nice. And something I could use to dust off my computer with here.
Oh, yeah. We went the extra mile. Got some ladies' cut shirts here.
Stuff.
Got like a V-neck there. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. This is for the small lady.
Yeah.
But there you go. And even maybe pick up
some stickers. Yeah, we usually give those out with the albums if you're buying one, or else you can find them for a couple cents at the shows.
We are. Yeah. All right, brother. Hey, thank you so much. Let me get back here to the mic. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Absolutely, man.
And good luck in your career. And I'm sure I'll probably catch a live show somewhere down the road.
Yeah, I'm playing right down the street on Tuesday at Green Hall. I'm stoked. A good friend of mine, David Lee, invited me to come play with him and Bernie Nelson from Confederate Railroad.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be an awesome song swap.
That's going to be a good one. So make your plans to come by there Tuesday. What time does that start?
You asked me. 6 or 6:30. It's on the Green Hall website, so check that out.
There you go. All right. Drew Moreland, thanks again, buddy. Take care going home.
All right, will do.
And we'll see you around. I got to get my picture taken for the Wall of Fame here.
Heck yeah.
We'll be back with some more music. Don't you guys go away.